On to race number 5, which is the first leg of the triple trio. A huge one as well. Class 4 here over the 1,200 metres, headed by Most Beautiful. 0 from 24 starts here in Hong Kong. My winner, of course, and distance winner, 2 starts back. Empire of Patch behind All You Need last time out. He finished back in 8th place. Got Gracious Rider, who's a winner, 2 starts back, and runner-up then behind Super 18. Namjong makes his debut. Hurricane Hunter, fresh up since November. Sunny Orient, first start since November. Regency Darling, he's got barrier 14, but he does like to roll forward. Yeah, and he probably will get the chance to do that here, although he's been a bit of a speedy squib this season, so I've been kind of put off him in the end. Namjong's shown good pace in his trials, but he's finished them really badly. Most Beautiful is recently down in class. District Express is an interesting lurker at a big price.
There's some nice, relatively unexposed horses in this race. This guy's one of them, Honest Way. You can look at this track work. He's a beautiful specimen, isn't he? He's moving fluently. He did seem to struggle to run the 1,400 last start, but young horses are prone to throwing in a wobbly every now and again and command, you know, another chance generally, particularly when they show talent early on. Namjong, as John mentioned, he's got plenty of pace, 11.21 pounds. He's had quite a good prep going in. He'll be right up there from barrier 3. And this guy, Sunny Orient, hasn't had a run for a long time, 5 or 6 months. Tony Millard has done this with quite a few horses. We saw Gorgeous King on Wednesday night go in, you know, 5 or 6 months off. He has won a trial, this guy, at least. Maybe an interesting runner. Market will be the guide for me. If you were a Gorgeous King supporter like myself and John, he pulled it with substantial blood in his track. So, it's a disappointment for him. Yeah, but there you go. This is the first leg of the triple trio. $7.8 million jackpot, so an estimated dividend in the region of $15 million. Be a good one if you can pull it off. We'll start off with Gracious Rider, Relentless Me, and Have Fun Together, who's shown a fair bit of promise in his 6 starts so far. Yeah, I like all 3 of these. Actually, I think they all go quite well. Gracious Rider, slightly trickier gate, but there's 2 runs, the one where he beat Aero Happiness and this one were both good for differing reasons. Relentless Me was posted wide the whole way in this race, thought it was a really good run. And Have Fun Together, I think he's going to be better off in a race of this nature over the 1,200 than the 1,400. So, yeah, I think all 3 have got pretty decent chances. Yeah, I think there's a handful of horses in this race, Andrew, that look progressive. So it's going to be a tough task, first leg of the TT. But those have certainly got a chance. All right. District Express probably falls into the progressive, or hopefully falls into progressive mould. 2 starts. This was his second effort. 1,000 metres behind Nice Fandango. Yeah, I like this lad, actually. I think he's been crying out for a longer trip than the 1,000. He probably wants longer than 1,200, in fairness to him. But he boxed on pretty well here. And I can still remember an interview with Chad Schofield a few weeks ago where he talked about this fella and he'd been with him in track work, and he said he thought he was pretty useful. So I think up in trip, that'll definitely suit him. He's stuck to the task well here. He's a big price. I'm not saying he'll win, but you want to be getting those place betting antennae out, I reckon. Yeah, I haven't got him in the tips, but I just seeing his action there, he looks like he might even want 14 or a mile, so he might be onto something here, John. All right, that was Lightning Treasure as well. Light he was out in the blue there, yes. Down the outside. So there you go. It's a note from earlier on. Namjong then. What do we know about him? 3 trials coming in. We know I shouldn't have any problem remembering his name. He's a 3-year-old by Schnitzel, so he's obviously he wouldn't have been cheap. Out of a Red Ransom mare, 11.21. He's got good pace. He's been well beaten at the end of his trials, though, so there's some speed and something there in the first half. But as you can see here, pushed on final stages. Concerns me. Yeah, I think a watching brief for this fella, but he at least does exhibit some professionalism from the gate. All right, first leg of a huge TT. Then Honest Way is our favourite, Brett. He is, and he's a horse I made my best last start, and the 1,400 seemed to stretch him. I've also made Have Fun Together my best in the past as well, and he wasn't able to get it done either, although he went close. So I'll go with those 2, 5 to beat 7. Most Beautiful has his second run now in this class, and it's on the preferred surface of the turf. Good barrier, Zach Purton. Should get a lovely run in the race and have no excuses. And Empire of Patch is another one that looks to have a fair bit of ability, but he does give away a start, but he's got a big finish. So 5, 7, 1, 4. There's 2 or 3 others you could easily consider. Relentless Me, my winner. Sunny Orient's obviously come up a bit of a short price too.
Yeah, it's a tricky race. If you're still in the TT after one leg, you probably give yourself a bit of a pat on the back. I'm going to go with Have Fun Together. His last 2 runs at 1200 have been off slightly slow early gallops. Hopefully, I know that the speed map says good to slow. Hopefully, they'll go a little bit quicker than they have done in his last 2 1200 races. Moreira keeps the faith. District Express, I do like it, a big price. Think he'll run well. Relentless Me will probably not get an ideal run in the race, but he didn't last time and he still ran well. And Gracious Rider has hit a rich vein of form at the moment. But I think the best play in the race is to have a little bit on District Express, win in place, with possibly more on the place line than the win.
All right, there you go. First leg of the TT. The only number that crops up 3 times there is Have Fun Together. That is the 5. Right, we're off and running with the TT. Up next for us, race number 6, which is the first leg of the 6-up.